History, life in quarantine. Nowhere to hide, it's worldwide. We can agree to disagree, but it don't matter now. This is life. We can chill face to face and debate what is fact and what has been a lie. We can pull every card and go hard with the truth, yet be brutalized. When it's all said and done, what we have and what we won't bring back alive. All we really need to do is hang on and speak life. In every way, let the people see, let them see, and make sure you know you're right. Oh, when you speak, don't believe, no, this is your defeat. Don't incriminate your mind. Oh, be free. Let us join hand in hand as we stand and demand our equality. Let them know how you feel, 'cause you wanna walk across the street stress-free without that hang. When it's all said and done, what we have and what we won't bring back alive. All we really need to do is stand strong and speak life. It's your life. Come on. Will you fight? It's time. Yeah. Welcome to another Speak Life Talks podcast this evening. It's the one, it's the only one, Jackie B, and I hope y'all ready for tonight's show. First of all, we want to take this time and shout out all the listeners that will be in the building tonight. Keep in mind, if you haven't, make sure you join or follow me everywhere at Just Speak Life. That's SpeakLyfe. Let your faith evolve. And you follow my artist page as well at Only One Jackie B. Make sure, if you haven't, you click the link, create your profile or sign in through your Facebook and join the chat room. Or you can download the Spreaker app, create your profile and join the chat room so that I can shout you out. We got a good conversation tonight. Feel the music, y'all. All right. We are live. How are you guys doing tonight? I hope y'all doing well. Shout out to everybody again that's in the live tonight. I personally want to thank my co-host.
Whoop whoop. Hey y'all, Shaniqua LaVey. Whoop whoop whoop. In the house.
Hashtag.
I'm a model, bitch.
I was like, what? Hashtag, huh? Oh my God. Okay, so we just got finished chilling at JR Crickets, and we were talking to a future guest that will be on the show by the name of Miss Brenda, aka Smokey B. She and we all actually got a lot of things in the works, but in our conversation, which we'll share at a later date, it actually brought me to asking this question, and the question is, well, the topic of the night is preparation for your affirmation. Are you ready for what you speak on? And I think a lot of us, we want those things, but are you really prepared? That's the question. Are you really prepared? Some of us may think we are. Some of us may not be. So we're going to, talk on that a little bit more. I'm going to let this music play out a little bit more because we got to get some things in the works, and then we'll get right into it. But until then, take a chill pill, vibe out. I want to take this personal time to shout out my sponsor, me, Just Being Me Entertainment, for, hosting this event. I mean, this live, I do a lot to make these things take place. Things can, there's always obstacles, but nonetheless, we still here. So, yeah, shout out to you, Just Being Me Entertainment. 1 year, 3 months as an official business. You doing the damn thing, girl. Yeah. So we're going to take this time for you guys to meditate. Get yourself in the vibe, because there's going to be some Q&A, because I want to hear your input. I want to know how you feel. I want to hear what you're doing to get ready for your affirmations. All right? Chill out, y'all.
In this moment, I want you to sit back. I want you to close your eyes. Inhale, exhale, but inhale again. And think about where your life is currently. Think about what you've accomplished already. Think about the challenges you faced. Think about the challenges you are facing. Think about why. No, one better. Think about what your why is. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. Are you ready? Are you on your way? It's a new dawn. It's a new day. Say that one more time.
And I'm feeling good.
It's a vibe, but tonight I want you to take this time. Think about your life, how you feel on the inside. Are you ready to be where you are, where you wanna go? Only God and you know. Only God and you know. Only God, and you know, only you and God know. It's a celebration. It's a celebration for your affirmation. I am, 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 I am royalty. I am loyalty. I am love. I am free. I am the creator of my prosperity. I am everything that God sees for me. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I I don't know why I'm in the mood tonight to sing to you. It's just something about the way life goes. It gets me in the mood. I'm feeling like somebody need a word tonight. And I can't just talk about it. I can't just talk about it. So I gotta sing it out right. If you're going through anything, know that you can be victorious. And I'm speaking to the both of us. Whatever we're going through, it will last always. Whatever you're going through, you will see brighter days. Whatever you're going through, just stop where you are and just breathe it. And just breathe it out. You gon' figure it out. You gon' figure it out. Yeah. You gon' figure it out. Just slow down. You gon' figure it out. You gon' figure it out. You gon' figure it out. Just slow down. I don't need to do no runs sometimes. It's just fun for me to speak it out, cause that's how some can hear me now. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't do 6 sets.
I don't know what you call a rhyme.
scale a little bit. I was slow, I don't consider it. We just having a little fun tonight. Yeah.
Well, you lie back in the house now. Don't piss my shit.
Oh, they heard that.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
We're not going to keep the music going too long. I just want to make sure you guys are prepared for tonight because this conversation is really, really deep. I want y'all to live your best life. I really want people to understand that, you know, when you speak life, you got to mean that shit. It ain't just something that it's not for play. I got 99 ways. y'all some time to hop into the chat room tonight. I hope y'all guys can join me. Get your asses in the chat room.
Come on now.
Get your asses in the chat room. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend to hop on in. did you guys like rest? Did you relax? Did you get it all out? Did you woo-saw? Did you breathe in and breathe out? Did you inhale all the good shit and exhale all the bad shit? Did you?
I sure did. When I smoked my blunt. But,
Hold on. I'm about to do it now.
Oh. You have to do 5.
Happy Monday. Oh,
You have to do 5.
What did I do? 3 already?
2 more. 1 more. It seems so mundane, but I use these techniques sometimes when I'm upset, and especially with my clients, some of my adults, but my kids too, when they're frustrated. I do this often with them because I'm telling you, like a 5 deep breaths, like I feel lighter, you know? It's a thing, you know, that deep breathing does that for you.
I totally agree. Like, I feel like 10 million times better. I'm being extra.
Yeah. You guys could see how I looked at her, but that's fine.
So tonight's show, preparation for your affirmations. Are you ready for what you speak on? Before we go a little further into that, just want to talk about, have you been following the George Floyd case?
Girl, I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Yeah, don't get me. Yeah, I have been. I've been watching it.
All right, so we're just gonna follow it and keep watching it to see what's what before we give our honest opinions.
Y'all want to hear what I gotta say?
It's very, very, very interesting.
I got a lot of cuss words.
Yeah, a lot of cuss words.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway,
also,
I will say this though. At least they're allowing testimonies from individuals
that were there.
And sympathetic testimonies. And then I would even say this, like the person that did the autopsy, and even the police chief, or whoever the police officer was, or whatever that person was, he was in charge. They were being honest. And I honestly feel like they were only being honest because of the fact that it was caught on tape.
It was caught on tape.
Otherwise, but the fact that he's on trial with something that was so publicly seen, and they're still trying to make it like a thing, like he was high. Like, come on now.
Like, how can you justify
me kneeling on someone's neck?
Exactly.
And then, like, I don't know if you all had the opportunity to see, but they finally released the body cam footage, and it's sickening.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch.
Girl,
that
they're holding his hand behind his back while he's in handcuffs, while he's on the ground, and they're like putting his hand in like his wrist and like some type of like move, like he could do something. And it was like 2 officers, where one was on his neck, and then one was holding like his hand, and one was like kind of holding his wrist. It was kind of just like I cannot bear myself to watch stuff like that anymore because I don't want any more PTSD. So I kind of watched it. I seen it make me sick, so I'm
asking for the death cheer. That's my take on it. And we'll, further expound on that, as we see this progress. Moving right along.
Right? Well, let's do a happy dance first before we can try to.
Well, not just yet, because Jesus. One of the things I want to just pray on is for rapper DMX, like I'm DMX pull through.
It's just very sad that it took. Well, I don't necessarily. And listen, I'm gonna speak my truth, and it's not her opinion or anyone else's opinion. It's mine. But I really feel like when he was on Yana Von's aunt, and he was with his son, and he told his son in his face that he was choosing drugs. Not to say that him being in a coma is like something that was caused by, like, he deserves it, but he is caused by drugs. Like, how many drugs do you have to do?
True, but he had did a interview on the Oso radio.
Well, he was tricked to doing crack.
Right.
When he was 13. 14. This man is 50-something years old.
Right. Everybody, I personally feel like everybody is not as strong as others, and like he said, he never did it, and this was something, and it's hard for him to shake.
Most people, crack is hard for most people to shake. Heroin is hard for most people to shake. Drugs and addiction is real. It's a mental illness. You know, if you're not willing to do the work and put in the work to fix yourself, and you just willingly just out here like, oh, I do drugs, whatever. Like, okay, I'm not saying that was his opinion or how he felt, but
don't Trick Daddy do drugs?
I don't know.
I think he do them openly. He don't care.
Oh, cocaine. He got something about cocaine.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, prayers going out
cocaine is a thing like weed. People do cocaine now like it's like
I know,
weed.
right?
Yeah, apparently.
When I had somebody tell me, "Oh, I didn't, snort it a once or twice a day," I'm like, "You said that shit like it was just rock candy, like."
Yep, it was.
And I don't like rock candy. Right?
It was rock candy, bitch. What you talking about?
Nigga chewing on rocks and shit.
Did you put it up on a spoon?
I put it under my tongue.
Wow.
Anyway. Major prayers going out to... We are crazy. Major prayers going out to DMX, man. Pull through. Now, getting into it. Affirmation. Preparation for your affirmations.
Yes.
Are you ready for what you speak on? And the reason why I chose this topic in particular is because every day, and I also include myself too, I'll never speak on something that I first wasn't involved in. And a lot of these topics come from personal experiences as well. There are things so many of us want, and we don't know how to get to it. And even then, sometimes we're presented with the result or the tools to get to those affirmations that we speak on ourselves, but we block ourselves from achieving what it is that we want in our life. And it becomes a big ass problem. It becomes a big ass problem, and it starts toppling over previous bullshit that you're going through, and then before you know it, you're okay with it. Why why sit up there and accept that shit? Why accept yourself being a victim for damn near all of your life?
Well, the thing is, right, when you're adopting new things, you have to adopt change and shift. Well, one thing, when change is not comfortable.
Oh, it never is.
Especially when you're asking for things that are greater than yourself. It's not comfortable. Nothing is comfortable when you're shifting and moving. So a lot of us go for the comfort. What makes us comfortable? What's the thing that's the same thing? What can we do that is not necessarily just going to take away, but an addition, But when you're wandering amongst the unknown and you're shifting and changing, the behavior that you had before, the certain things that you were doing before, you have to commit to that.
So, are you saying that a lot of people are scared of commitment?
Well, I would say more of discipline, not commitment. I think it has to do with discipline. But I don't know. Because
I do believe that discipline and commitment go hand in hand.
Okay.
Because when it comes to that commitment, you're basically you're being accountable.
Agreed.
For doing exactly what you said you're going to do.
Agreed. Now, I think a lot of people are willing to commit to other people. Now, I don't understand a lot of people are willing to commit to themselves.
Oh. And why is that? Man, if I don't see anybody in the chat room, but I really want people to tune into this, because this is a deep conversation. Why are we not willing to, what are we so scared of when it comes to committing to ourselves? I can't wait to go live, because people really need to chime in. This shit it's not just for me. This is a healing process.
What are we scared of? I mean, I can only attest personally to what my personal experience would be, and what I come into contact with individuals, and ultimately what I feel like a lot of people struggle with is not having the tools, and also not really knowing how to navigate. Because you're shifting. Okay, so if you're 40 something, or you're 30 something, or you're 20 something, you know what I mean. You're shifting a behavior that has been a behavior for the entirety of your life. So that requires a lot of self-realization, a lot of mindfulness, and awareness in order for you to say, hey, there's a problem, and then also like shift and make a shift and make a change. But that takes time. And so, you know, I feel like, and also we live in a microwave society. Everything is instantaneous. Everything comes to you like this at your fingertips. So I think the patience and being able to see your bloom is also a problem. You know, you want something, you want it literally instant imprints right in front of us. But I feel like sometimes when it's not instant, you know, it's the shift is hard to follow. You know, like I want these things to happen, but it's like, well, I have to commit to wanting these things to happen. Then I also have to shift and change my behavior and have some discipline in order for me to shift these things. You know what I mean? And every day may not be that. Every day I might, you know, today I wake up inspired, tomorrow I may not. But being able to follow through with the tomorrow. Like tomorrow I may not wake up and you know, inspired, you know, but still being able to kind of, you know, process through those things. You know, you don't plant a seed and your seed don't, you know, it don't grow overnight. That's my opinion.
So I actually went on, literally just now, went on with Google and I typed in preparation for affirmations. And what immediately popped up was Jack Canfield. And I'm actually excited about this because back in between 2007 and 2014, I came across this documentary called The Secret. And The Secret basically thoroughly expresses and explains to you what laws of attraction is, which is you are what you think you feel and feel, you know, and it tells you how your subconscious works when you're, you know, when you put certain things into your mind frame and then you let you build on it so long that, you know, it goes to the back of your mind, but it's still working. The atmosphere is that the universe, the universe is working in your favor, whether it's a negative thought or it's a positive thought, because you put it into your mindset, it comes to life, whether you want it to or not. And on The Secret is where I, you know, came across Jack Canfield. And if I'm not mistaken, he's the creator of Chicken Soup for the Soul. The whole series. So, dope individual. And he actually has a website, jackcanfield.com. Maximizing your potential. I love it. So, one of the things that I just came across, it said, what are daily affirmations? Daily affirmations are to the mind what exercise is to the body. Repeating affirmations help to reprogram the unconscious mind for success.
Reprogram. That's my word.
Yes. And that's what it boils down to.
But also for affirmation, I'm just going to say this. There are affirmations you can say and do, but in your affirmations that you're putting out to reprogram yourself, make sure they're things that you actually believe. You know what I mean? Because the brain, the brain does this thing where it instantly protects you. Basically, it's an instant protection.
Fight or flight.
Right, fight or flight. It's an instant protection mechanism. So anything that's uncomfortable for you, anything that goes against, you know, what makes you feel comfortable, or anything that, you know, anything like that, your brain will instantly send us a message to your body. Will instantly send anything to, you know, to your body to say, hey, no, we don't want to do this. So a lot of time you're fighting against your brain. And so, you know, reprogramming is important. However, when you're doing your affirmations that you're making, make sure they're things that you actually believe in, because you're going to reject them if it's not. Like, if you don't think you're beautiful, like, don't have an affirmation saying I'm beautiful, whatever. Like, you can say, like, I love this about myself, or I love this about myself. But just to flat out say I'm beautiful and you don't believe that, it's not going to work.
So I remember talking to someone, well, actually not talking to someone, I read it on Facebook. I don't remember where it was, a long time ago. But in the stat, a lot of people had talked about how, you know, women are so quick to downplay the compliments that they receive.
True.
And, you know, that's a part of affirmation.
Yeah.
Like, when you speak into yourself and then you're walking down the street and then somebody says, oh, you're so beautiful.
Right.
And you'll be like, thank you, but I got to do it. Like, just
stop it.
Accept it.
Yep.
Accept it.
Oh, this little old thing. Oh, stop it.
And we all do it. I still do it. You know, it's a learning process, but it's possible. It's achievable.
Because I feel like what happens is we're always told to be humble. And I think, like, being confident versus cocky are two different things, right?
Yeah.
And so being confident is one thing. Like, you allowing compliment and like accepting it and whatever, and being cocky, you're responsible. Like, I know, or not a thank you. You know, it's a thing. It's in the air. So I think what happens is, as women, we're totally like, you put yourself less. You know what I mean? Be humble. Women are supposed to be this way. So I think like that's a part of that, like that thing we've been taught. Like, oh, you know, I'm going to be humble in my compliment. Oh, thank you so much. Or, you know, like, girl, bye. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, that's so nice.
I think too, like what you and I do on a lot when we compliment each other, we lead in with the compliment following. You know, I mean, because it helps, it builds. Because in all honesty, you really don't know what that person is going through. And sometimes for me, I get my strength from complimenting others when I'm not feeling
the best,
so good myself.
Yeah.
Even if I don't hear anything from them, but to know that I've uplifted, I've built, I've encouraged someone else to just, you know, like see that the greater side of you. And you don't understand how many countless times I've come across men and women that I've given a compliment and they be like,
made their day.
Oh my God, you don't even know what you did. And I'm like, I think I do. You needed it more than me at this time, you know? So, I mean, all of this that we're talking about, it plays into affirmations. What are you speaking over your life? What do you want? What do you see for yourself?
But see, I also feel like, and I'm going to piggyback off that, right? And seeing for yourself, right? Because the thing is, if you're affirming and saying you want these particular things, like, how are your actions leading up to your affirmation?
What is your daily routine?
Right. Like, what did you shift or change about what, you know, about what you're asking for that you're in now? Like, you know what I mean? Are you humbling yourself? Are you mindful? Are you like, you know, are you doing the work? Are you building your toolbox? And I say toolbox a lot, and I'm sorry, I might have stole this from Ayana Von Zan because I love her. I want to be like her when I grow up. Have a show and stuff. Like, this is not. But anyway, that's off stuff. But anyway, so toolbox is a thing that I like to use when I'm referring to like feelings or expression and things like that, because it's very like versatile. So, you know, when you buy a toolbox is always full. You got your rat and your wrench. Oh, this is how I know I'm not.
Screwdrivers.
You know,
I'm Bob the Builder around here, so
your
I know
nails. Yeah, exactly, Bob. So you have all those things in your toolbox. But when I say toolbox, you know, because a lot of times when you go to the store and you purchase that's different. But as a person, like a lot of times you don't really have all of the tools in your toolbox. You may have the wrench. You may have a screwdriver, but you may be missing the screws. That's me. I'm missing my screws. So
I got them though.
So, you know, it's just being able to recognize like your lack, and recognizing your lack doesn't make you a less than person. You know? And I think a lot of times what happens is, you know, you're recognizing your lacks or your negatives, and, you know, your ego wants to come in and be like, oh no, but I'm this, and it's like, okay, I'm not saying that. That's not what that is to yourself or to whomever you're speaking to. But what I'm saying is, you know, there's something that's happening where you're missing it. Well, you know?
I know exactly what you're saying. And this is exactly why I say own your dopeness. And see, when a lot of people think about owning your dopeness, they're always thinking about the good things, what everybody can see, the way you present it, how you dress it up. No, owning your dopeness means owning your flaws as well. Nobody's perfect. Every last one of us has been through some fucked up shit, has done some fucked up shit, and may still be going through some fucked up shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But it's how you maneuver through that. That's what I mean by owning your dopeness. It ain't always peaches and cream. It ain't always glistening. And it ain't always gold. But at the end of the day, it's always you. And you got to know how to love yourself.
Do all the bullshit.
Forgive yourself.
Yeah.
Smile.
Yeah.
Choose happiness over all the heartache and pain.
Give yourself your roses.
Exactly.
Even for the small things. You know, we remind each other that all the time. You know, because I feel like you only look at your wins. And your big wins. But it's like, it could literally be like, oh, I made it through 2 days and I didn't think a negative thought about myself.
Exactly.
Or I made it through 2 days and, you know, I didn't like call so-and-so. Or I made it through 2 or 3 days and I've done this thing differently. Like, and that's still, you know what I mean? Even if the fuck you made it through 2 days and you made more money, or you had an extra $20 that you normally would spend. It's certain things that you just kind of got to give yourself your flowers. You know what I mean? Even the small wins. The small wins count. The small wins make the bigger wins. And so you have to give yourself your props. Because the reality is, if you're not giving yourself the positive affirmations and speaking into yourself, how are you going to be able to recognize someone else doing that to you?
Yeah.
And, a lot of us want these things that are outside of ourselves or bigger than what we are currently, right? And then in that moment, like, I feel like we were just having this conversation. Mm-hmm. That in that moment, like, it's always a more thing, Like, having a ceiling is important, but I feel like, there's times when you ask to be the person you are right now. Right? Because I know me from 4 years ago, me from 10 years ago would be so proud of me right now. But being able to be in a place to recognize that and being able to say, I'm doing good and I did good. Even if it's not, my salary is, I'm not making $100,000, or I'm not, traveling, you know what I mean? Just whatever it may be. But I know that who I was 3 years ago, who I was 6 years ago, 12 years ago, will be so proud of me who I am right now. And so, like, you always want to be a more person, and that's whatever, that's fine. But you have to recognize your wins in the moment, because it's like, what were you asking for? Like, how can you recognize your wins if you're not recognizing your wins right now? Because when you get there, it's going to be like, okay, well, I need to get here. I need to do this. When does it stop?
And please understand, too, that once you come to that understanding, when you get to that point of finally acknowledging everything that she's saying, it doesn't stop there. Mm-mm. This is for the rest of your life.
Period.
Because you're going to reach new levels in your life. You're going to elevate. And then in those elevations, you're going to experience some of the same problems 10 notches higher. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what you did in the previous level, you can't do in the new level. It's not going to work. What helped you get to that point is not what's going to help you to get to the next point.
Your things that used to serve you don't serve you anymore.
Mm-hmm. So you're always you're constantly learning yourself. Mm-hmm. You're constantly shedding who you were before. Mm-hmm. And you have to understand, too, that everybody around you are not going to understand the new you.
Everybody around you not meant to go on your journey with you, baby. And the door made for one person, not several. I can't walk through the door and have you on my hip and 12 other people on my hip trying to expect me to walk through the door. That's not going to work.
And I can't stress this enough. Please understand to surround yourself with people who understand that and will still support you when you go to that next level without them. Mm-hmm. Because it's not that... It doesn't have to be anything malicious. It doesn't have to be anything bad. It's just...
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Your path is not their path.
Period.
But y'all can still openly and morally support each other.
Yeah.
So I love the people that I'm around. Thank you, Shanika.
I love you. I love you too. You're welcome.
This shit is real. It's real. Even though sometimes I be getting jealous when she go around other people. But, that's another conversation for another day. You know what I'm saying? But, okay, going back to jackcanfield.com, he said, I wanted to share some principles that he actually posted. Now, you don't necessarily have to use these, but I think these are really good for you to set yourself up in your affirmations and what it is that you're trying to do.
Well, first, okay, I want you to read that. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to just say this. This is pointless for anybody who is not mindful, accountable, and aware.
Woo!
It's pointless for anybody that's not mindful, accountable, or aware.
Hey, Lainey Central, so glad, so happy that you joined us. We are actually talking about preparation for your affirmations. Are you ready for what you speak on? This is a conversation that you and I have shared throughout many years of our lives. And I mean, look at where we are now. You're in Virginia. I am out here in Georgia. The things that we talked so much about is finally coming into fruition with us in our lives because we believed in ourselves that much. And even when there were moments where we didn't believe in ourselves or we challenged or we questioned ourselves, we had each other to actually remind each other, like, no, this is who you are. If you forget, let me remind you. And where we left off to is basically having friends that understand that, you know, we can't go where each other is going all the time.
Period.
But we can morally still support. Having that understanding that your path is not my path, but because of who you are and to me in my life, I know I can still support you, because on our paths, we're going to reconnect and we're going to celebrate each other even more going to that next level.
Mm-hmm.
So, Elaine Essential, thank you so much for being a part of our show. She says, "Speak Life, Queen Jackie." Yeah. This is what we do. This is how we build. At the end of the day, iron sharpens iron.
Mm.
And your affirmations won't come true if you're not putting in the work. Let me have some of your water. Thank you.
If you're not putting in the work, if you're not aware, mindful, and accountable, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could be constantly trying to do the work, but if you're not doing the inner work and being honest.
Hold on. She said the inner work is not a surface situation.
It sure ain't.
It's not something that you could just say, "Oh, I'm this today," and just be done. Nope. Nah. No, baby.
Take some peeling back layers, baby.
Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of, especially if you've dealt with a lot of trauma in your life, nonstop, and no one has. I wouldn't even say no one. You were so embedded in your trauma that you weren't willing to. Yeah, exactly. You normalize trauma that you're not willing to accept an outside hand to actually assist you, or at least give you the tools that's already in your toolbox and show you how to work them. And you got to work them yourself. Lady Central said, "I love you always, my sister." That's it. Work on yourself first. Exactly.
Well, how did you work on yourself, Elaine?
Yeah, tell us.
Let us know what you did to get to where you're at. And like, this is not a judgmental conversation or anything like that, because we are all speaking from experience. I'm going through my own shit on a daily basis every day. Don't get it twisted just because I'm speaking, some facts. I'm saying what I'm saying. Like, I'm perfect and I'm not. I said I was missing
some nails.
I was missing some nails.
Missing some nails.
Or some marbles. It's fine.
Screws.
Yeah, my screws is loose. But people who love me, and it is what it is.
I love you too, Elaine. I love you too, girl.
So just being able to say, for me, I'll expose myself a bit. For me, I realized my communication was on a super toxic level. I shut down very fast. Like, if you do anything to me that makes me feel any way slighted whatsoever, I'm not going to communicate to you and tell you how I feel. I just won't talk to you no more.
Exactly.
And that's it. But my presence is a very good presence. So when my presence is gone, baby, you're going to feel it. And so I know when I'm removing myself, I'm removing the entire table.
Ooh. Wait. She said I'm removing the house.
That part, removing the house.
I'm removing the
table,
house,
the foundation, because you're gonna feel it.
Exact.
You're gonna feel you're gonna feel the lack of my presence being gone,
because you don't deserve it.
You don't.
You don't. You've shown me that you not only you don't deserve me, you don't deserve the future that you speak about.
If you even doing that.
If.
Hello.
And that's a strong if.
Okay, because what you speak and what you do are two different things. But go ahead.
She said daily encouragement, mindful of what's around me, people and things, and even what I take in, and taking time to mentally heal from past hurts. Some things take a lifetime to get through.
Healing is not a hello. I appreciate you. Healing is not a over healing. Okay, I get this question a lot. That's crazy. I get this question a lot. Like, when will I ever not feel like this? Will this ever be over? Like, and I'm kind of like, I don't have that answer for you.
Right.
I'm not. It depends on you. But when you're working through when you're healing is a process. It's not overnight process. It's not a week process. There's no time limit on healing. You know what I mean? There's no time limit on growth, because like who I was 10 minutes ago may not be who I am right now.
Ooh, Eleni Central said, not living for others, but being okay with me first. Oh my God, I can cry. I can really cry, because that right there, that was my testament. That was and I ain't trying to cry. I know I cry too much sometimes.
It's fine.
But that was my testament for a very long time. Even before meeting Elaine, even after meeting Elaine, it was just, I don't know. Am I sure? You sat there, we talked about some of the things that I could do, and I'm like, I know I can do it. I know I can.
I had to pull it out you like I was pulling teeth, goddamn.
So please, y'all, understand that this isn't. Every last one of us we're constantly working on ourselves. We are being our best selves in that moment, pushing towards our greater selves.
Listen, and I also feel like this, like life is, if hopefully you've been a person that has not dealt with this, but you're gonna get a lot of no's, a lot of people telling you who you aren't, and you can't do this, and you're not enough, and you're not good enough. And after a while, you start to believe it. Even though you know you are. Because, life does that. And so, your relationships or people you've been around. It could even been the adults around. I've had adults tell me when I was a kid that I wasn't enough. That I wasn't going to do this or I wasn't going to do that. Look at me now.
Oh,
are you kidding me?
Oh,
and a part of me believes that shit. You know what I'm saying? And a part of us believes it. And we take it on. And it's a part of our daily armor. And it makes us defensive. And it makes us doubt ourselves. And it fucking hurts.
It hurts.
It hurts.
It hurts. But I am proof. My baby here, Shanika, is proof. Elaine Essential is proof. And so many other strong women are proof that we can fight through this shit, and we fight through it every single day.
Every day.
Because it's not like it's up and going. Once you start coming into understanding who you are and who you are.
Okay. You
still have moments of reminders every so often that somebody will attempt to try and test your excellence.
That ain't shit to do with you. That's everything to do with doing
insecurity.
Exactly.
I'm
sorry. I'm making you doubt yourself, baby.
Ooh,
I'm sorry I'm too much and my cup is too full to make your cup not be enough. Okay? I'm sorry. Like, you got me fucked up. If you think you ever gonna make me doubt myself, you got me fucked up. No. I walk into rooms and light rooms up. Okay? That's just me walking through the rooms. I know who the fuck I am. Don't try to tell me who I am. Yep. We not gonna do that.
Yep.
We not.
Yep.
We not. But understanding who you are and understanding that, and that's not cockiness. That's confidence, my mans. And I'm sorry, and I'm not sorry that makes you feel some type of way. That's your feelings. I'm not responsible for your feelings. I'm responsible for mine.
In 2012, when I went through my split up / divorce from my ex-husband, and I speak on this because it really catapulted the woman that I am today. I had to move back home with my mom. I had to start everything over from scratch. And I remember days in, days out going, and I purposely went in the mirror crying because the other side of me is goofy as hell. So like, I wanted to see what I looked like while I was crying.
Fucking asshole. You're a dickhead. Swear to God.
She said we gotta stop buying others' opinions of us and start remembering who God says we are. Sorry, not sorry.
Period.
You better speak life, queen.
Period.
But I remember looking in the mirror so many days, just crying, my lip go like this when I cry. You know what I'm saying?
You're
like all
simple.
that crazy. But there was one day in particular, and I swear, if I had known this would be my life, I would have jotted the date and the time down. Because I looked myself in the mirror and I saw the sincerity in the person I was looking at. Because I had to start over. Music, I had to start over. And I looked at her and I was like, Jackie, I believe in you if no one else will.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people would think when you say those words, oh, magic move, like it's a Disney movie you watch and everything just happened magically.
Bippity boppity boo.
No,
nah, my
I
nigga.
was still crying. I was still struggling. I was walking everywhere. I was on the bus everywhere. I lost 200 plus pounds because I was almost 500 pounds in that time frame because I was going through so much and I let so much stress take over me that I just felt like all hope was lost. I really did. I gave up on myself.
Life will do that.
And I asked God, why am I here? Why? This isn't supposed to be. I'm supposed to still be married. And
that wasn't his vision for you.
It wasn't.
And that wasn't your vision either.
It wasn't.
You subscribed to someone else's shit.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. And that's why. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now I'm here.
Mm-hmm. A lot of times when you're not following your own vision, you end up in someone else's shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Jesus.
And that's not to take away from your story or anything like that.
But it's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth because it went from me doing what I needed to do to care for my family to all the stuff that we were going through. I'm just staying because the kids need me. And those weren't even my kids.
It was fair. But we'll talk about that later. Mm-hmm. That was an excuse.
That was.
Having to start over, having to do everything over was the reason why you didn't leave.
Mm-hmm.
But we all do that. But look at you now.
Look at me now.
Thriving and doing
I'm
amazing.
thriving.
But like, it's just like those moments, when sometimes you have to be at your rock bottom, your lowest of the lowest, to really to see and have sight, and it's not just like one low. Like, let's not get it fucking twisted. Like, you don't just like have one low. Like, you may have like one thing in your life that was like a big horrible thing that happened, but like there's shit that happens in between. It's like, and it makes you second guess yourself all the fucking time. Like, bitch, what?
Or I should have handled it this way.
Right.
Man, if I had time to go back,
and
I'm going to do this the next time.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I was sad and I was lonely and I was making decisions out of being sad and lonely. Like, oh, please love me.
Right, please love me. Not realizing that I needed to love myself. Elaine Essential said, we don't realize the weight we carry, sis. It isn't always physical either. We got to fight daily, just balance. Just for freedom from the weights of, I didn't see that part. It's not showing me everything. I tried it. And then, so whatever you said after freedom from the weights of, can you retype that so we can say it? Because it won't let me see it. And then she said, I always say, I got to be light as possible for the work ahead.
Yes, that's a great affirmation.
Ooh,
I got to be light
I got to be light as possible for the work ahead.
That's right.
See, one thing I love about Elaine Essential, one thing I love about her is that she, within herself, for her coming into my life, just such a profound individual. Mm-hmm. She speaks, she says what she means what she say. Mm-hmm. There is no end, there is no in between. Mm-hmm. It's either this or it isn't.
Nice.
She said, from the weights of life. Amen. Okay. And that's one thing I love so much about her. I remember having a conversation with her and I was telling her, we were in her kitchen and I was like, man, Lane, I don't think I can keep going. And she was like, well then bye. I was like, I'm having a vulnerable moment. She said, well bye, because I'm going to keep going. And I was like, don't leave me.
I like her. Bye.
But you know what? Anybody else outside of that, they would have taken it the wrong way, and they would have been like, oh, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't take it as, her, like, I didn't take it in a negative light.
Right.
It's a reminder that, girl, you good too, but if that's what you want to do, I ain't gonna stop you.
Right,
but this is what I'm doing over here. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna let you complain.
Exactly.
Sit in your sorrow. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Bye.
All right. Okay. Have a good day.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but anyway.
Exactly. I was like, I was taken back, but I learned. I was like, I'm so glad she did that.
Mine's always, because how is that working for you? That's my go-to.
I feel like if she didn't do that, and considering that it's a lot of people at the time that I had around me, they were enablers.
Mm-hmm.
Enablers.
Mm-hmm.
And she was one of the only ones that.
What are you gonna do about it?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you hear me ask questions like
Yeah,
that. So
like
what's your
that
move?
shit.
What's your next move?
Yeah, when the first time I complained to you last, and the following question was, "So where you gonna?" I said, "Oh, this bitch. Oh, she's built different." Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I learned that from my Bowie Lane Essential.
I need to have an action plan with this motherfucker. I can't complain. You want to hear my sorrows? Okay, you want to hear them, but you want.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So you
gotta be a grown up.
What's the result?
That's a good question.
She said, "I ain't gonna let you give up, boo. That was just a little sharpening." Amen. You done sharpened the shit out of me.
So I think, like, ultimately, like, in what we're talking about is kind of like our journey, right? But then also just like explaining like that in order for you to be able to receive your affirmations, like, how are you placing yourself in positions to receive your affirmations? And the reality is, all of these things we discussed, it's going to take some heartbreak, it's going to take some pain, it's going to take like some experience, because like when you're signing up for a job, what do they want? They want experience. This is, and
they're even like when you go online, they want to, hey, tell me a situation in this situation where you handled it and how
these
you
nuts.
That's why we don't like feeling bad.
Me either. No. Leave me alone.
We work for ourselves. We can do stuff like this, and you gotta work.
What bothered me? Hello. Like for me, like when I graduated with my master's, right? It was such a trivial time for me, because I was kind of just like, what the fuck? Like, first of all, like for me, I didn't strip. I was a good girl. I didn't do anything bad. And then I went to go trying to find a job. I'm like, what is your experience? I'm like, bitch, what do you mean? I went to school.
Right.
I had an internship.
And they'd be like, well, no, we need at least a year.
A year?
Wait, I just did an intern for this specific field. And you're really telling me that I still need experience? Oh, I need paid experience?
So no one wants to hire me because I don't have paid experience. What's happening? Like, it was perplexing as fuck to me. Like, that for me was so. Anyway, this is just talking about like being able to like take your lumps and move forward with them. Like, like I knew, like, okay, my vision for myself, for what I wanted, and how, well, it wasn't my vision, it was someone else's vision.
Exactly.
So that part. So I had to realize, like, one, like, you need to like do a lot of realignment, because and reprogramming, because I feel like there was a lot of me that was pushing myself to do certain things that wasn't for me.
That's deep.
And so it took a lot of like, I was hyper focused on school, hyper focused on like being successful in school, but like I lacked in like communication and like relationships and fields, because I'm a weirdo. Like, so it was hard for me like even connect with people for a very long time. And like being able to have like regular conversations, like just to breeze, you know what I mean? 'Cause I don't function in that way. You know what I mean? Like, I came from a world of networking to a world of college, so I was having conversations like, "Hello, I'm Shanika Roberts. Nice to meet you." Yeah. And this is how I was talking to people at 18.
Wow.
Yeah. So there was a lot of
trying to figure it all out,
girl. So like, it's just understanding like where you're at, and like I don't think at that time I was mindful at all. Like, I was in my own world for real. I mean, I be in my own world now, but like then, girl, you couldn't have told me nothing. So just understanding and where you are, understanding like, hey, it's not going to happen overnight. Being able to put yourself in a position, in a place, in a space where you're doing the work, right? Because the work is what it takes.
And while we're talking about the work, we're going to go back to jackcanfield.com. He spoke on some guidelines. He said, here are the 8 guidelines for creating effective affirming statements. You may want to write these down. You can also go on his website, jackcanfield.com. And you can also look at his book, which is The Success Principles. So, number 1, start with the words, I am. These words are 2 most powerful words in the English language. Because when you say I am, therefore you're saying, you're speaking it. Speak life. All right? Number 2, use the present tense. Give an example.
I am going to make $1 million by May 1st. Very specific.
Yep.
Present. I am.
I am happy because I choose to be.
Right. That I'm going. That's not going to work.
3, State it in the positive. Affirm what you want, not what you don't want. The universe doesn't understand the words not, no, and don't. It's going to give you exactly
what you don't want.
Right. 4, keep it brief. Straight to the point. Don't waste no time. Make it specific.
Yep.
Again, straight to the point. Don't waste time. Number 6, include an action word ending with ing. Number 7, include at least one dynamic emotion or feeling word. I am happy because I choose to be.
Right.
Number 8, last and most importantly, make affirmations for yourself, not others.
Which means ones you believe in. And that's not coming. The point of an affirmation is to come from a place of positivity. And if you feel like you're in a place and you're stuck and you don't have any, because I've had this situation where they couldn't think of anything positive, nothing at all. Okay, like it was literally nothing. So if you're in that space, like it could literally just be, something very, what you said, generic. I am happy because I choose to be. Or it could be like, I'm grateful for waking up today because I have another chance, an opportunity. Very like, whatever. It can be things you Google, but it doesn't necessarily have to be something you write or form from yourself. If you're in a space and you feel stuck and you don't know what to do, you can Google those things. You can Google affirmations. Just make sure whatever you are picking is literally like in alignment with who you are and you believe it.
And in that note, I'm going to end with my closing statement. And I came across this one day just walking, talking to myself. And this is the question that I want you guys to sit with and just think about for yourself. Am I going to continue walking, living, breathing, and more in the way I've been? Let that sit on your soul. Let that sit on your soul. Don't answer it for me. Answer it for yourself. And then go from there.
And listen, ain't nobody in the room but you. You can, if I'm hoping that there's a level of honesty that you are able to have with yourself. And if not, get to it. Okay? Get to it. Because ain't no growth coming from you being dishonest. And if you can't keep it real with yourself, you can't keep it real with nobody. No wonder why you're having fake relationships or lack thereof. So be real. Have a moment with yourself. If it's in a shower, if it's while you smoking your blunt, if it's while you happen to be going for a stroll on a walk or washing dishes, whatever it may be. Be honest with yourself. Really be honest. And not honesty in the point where you're breaking yourself down or you're being negative. Nah. Pull back them layers and say, you know what? I was wrong. I shouldn't have said it that way.
Elaine Essential said, talk about a check yourself moment.
Period.
Don't we do those? That's an everyday moment.
Repeat that thing again.
Okay, hold on, because I forgot. But, all right. Am I going to continue walking, living, breathing, and more in the way I've been?
So dope. That's kind of like a extension of how's that working out for you.
Exactly.
That's an extension of that. That's good. I'm gonna have to steal that so I can use that with my clients. So,
Elaine Essential said, love this, queens. Are you brave enough to face, and I'm going to assume that she said, are you brave enough to face your fears?
Or yourself.
I
think it was yourself.
I like that. And that's really what it is. That's why I tell people the mirror, when you decide that you are desiring to be your best self, the mirror then becomes your best friend, because the mirror will show you exactly who you are in that moment. Beautiful, ugly, indifferent, all of it. And then those questions are the questions you begin to ask.
Yeah. Because I feel like that's when you...
Yep. Brave enough to face you.
Yep. So I'm going to piggyback off of what you said and then off of that as well. And then we can wrap it up, I guess.
Okay.
Piggybacking off Elaine, it basically, are you brave enough to face yourself? Or brave enough to face you? And like, how dare you ask other people to spend time with you or to commit to you, if you can't commit to yourself?
Ooh, say that one more time.
How dare you ask other individuals to commit to you and you can't commit to yourself? Like, I don't understand that. Like, if you can't be honest with yourself and deal with yourself, how the fuck somebody gonna deal with you?
We got a little Puff Daddy going on tonight. Because, I have to use Puff Daddy. Because, when he was out in them doing them videos, he didn't give a damn what nobody said. He said, rock with me. Rock me. Take that.
Take that.
Because that's literally what it is. This is me. This is what it is. Elaine said the comment cutoff is present on tonight. It ain't letting you be great for nothing in the world.
It's the devil.
Right. That's okay though, because we still riding out. We still riding out.
But then what you were saying also, basically like being able to be in a space and a place where you're able to, deal with yourself. That's important. So like, ultimately I think what we're saying to wrap it up, and then you do you, but this is what I, because we was all around the road.
That's okay.
Is if you are ready and able to receive what you are affirming for yourself, I feel like there's some steps you have to take in order to receive your affirmations, unless you just happen to be one of those people that your affirmations just willingly come, and that's just, how you were born. That's great. Call me. Other than that, if you're not like present and if you're not dealing with yourself, so basically what I'm saying, you have to deal with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to do the work, and whatever that work may be, which would be honesty, which would be like, untruthing the lies. You know what I mean? And even the lies you told yourself. Okay? Like, oh, it's fine. I'm living my life how it should be. No, you're not. That's why you're unhappy. But anyway, so being able to have a moment and sit with yourself, whatever that may look like to you. I express myself through many different things. So, for me, I like to dance. I like to write. I like to talk. Obviously you can hear me. So these are different things that I do in order for me to release and to basically pull back, the layers. And for me, because I just don't like to be wrong, or like, I feel bad when I'm offending people, that when I'm going through something, I seek outside opinions to not necessarily prove if I'm wrong or not, but to see like who is objective to be able to give me another opinion. Like, okay, in this situation, like it's not about right or wrong, but probably I could have dealt with it in this way.
And just to end on that, that's why you go to your strong friends, the ones that will not sugarcoat, that will not tell you what you want to hear, but will give you the honest opinion.
Now, can you take honesty? Well, that's something different.
That's another conversation for another day. Right. We want to take this time. Hold on, let me put on my music. We want to take this time and thank everybody that came in. Shout out to Elaine Essential. Thank you so much for giving us feedback on tonight's show. Please, if you know anybody that would love to tune in, tell a friend to come on in. I am the one, the only one, Jackie B, and this is my boo, my co-host, my friend
Shanika LeVay, and I'm a fucking model. I almost fucked up my name.
I'm a model bitch.
I'm a model. Let me start over. Shanika LeVay. I'm a model bitch.
Right. You can follow us everywhere on all social media platforms. You can also follow Elaine Essential on all social media platforms. She is a singer, songwriter, businesswoman, serial entrepreneur, all that good stuff.
Very dope.
Shout out to everybody that was on here. Also follow my page Just SpeakLyfe, my artist page at Only One Jackie B. JustSpeakLyfe.com will be available. April 15th, you will be able to catch all previous shows and more on my website, and I'm so excited about that. If you are looking to be on here as a featured guest, send me an email, SpeakLyfeLLC@gmail.com, whether you're an artist, the whole nine, just send it to me. Again, I am the one, the only one, Jackie B, and I'm going to tell you like I always tell you, remember to speak life into yourself and others. Most importantly, remember to speak life into yourself first, because if you don't believe in what you're saying, how in the hell can you expect anyone else to? Y'all have a good night. Love you.
Peace.
No.
This is your defeat. Don't incriminate your mind. I'll be free. Let us join hand in hand
Come on.